Hey guys, how's it going? Drilac here again with another video. This time I wanted to do things a little bit differently because I wanted to have a little bit of a conversation with you guys before I really get into the video. Um, and I just wanted to say a heartfelt thank you. Since I released my first video, my channel is now quickly approaching 400 views, which is more than I could have ever asked for. I'm starting to pick up subscribers. A few of you have subscribed to my channel and all of that provides me more motivation to keep going. When I started all of this, I didn't really think it would take off in any kind of way. Granted, it's not quite as fast as some, but for me, it's more than I thought I would get. Because getting into an already established game with people who have been making content on it for a long time, uh, it's a bit of a challenge. And I accepted that, and initially my primary goal when I released my first video, my Death's Oath Occultist, it was because I had seen quite a few other people playing Death's Oath, mostly because MB Extreme had used it as a Magic Find character. I did end up taking some inspiration from him on mine, but I had already built mine, and I had done something a little bit different in using Shield Charge, Essence Drain, and Blight as my skills of choice to go along with the Death's Oath. Whereas in his build, he used Caustic Arrow, and pretty much everybody else that was making build videos on that were also using Caustic Arrow, which does make sense, and it is a good build. But I kind of wanted to show that there are alternatives. Um, and as a result of that video, I decided to start making a series showing how I go about taking a non-meta build or non-meta item and turning it into a build, and how I make things work. My whole process from A to Z. And this is actually kind of a follow-up on one of those videos, my How to Build series. But like I said, before I got into it, I just wanted to let you guys know how much you mean to me. Even the few subscribers and all that I have gotten, even if that was all I got, I would want to continue making this content for you guys uh, because, the fact that you guys even liked my content enough to subscribe in the first place meant enough to me that I would keep doing this regardless. I enjoy what I'm doing. Kind of brings back the glory days of when I used to work in television. I did editing, camera work, lighting, sound, all of that stuff. And my setup isn't the greatest here. I'm constantly critiquing myself and trying to do better. Uh, and so as a result, that is actually why you now see my logo that I created last night at the beginning of this video. I am trying to improve my content. Uh, for those of you that have already subscribed and any future subscribers that I do get, I just wanted to let you guys know that I really appreciate everyone. Um, so that being the case, I do want to get back into this. In the effort of trying to do things better, I do go back and rewatch my videos and critique and figure out what I think I could do better and all of that stuff. So I did rewatch my How to Supercharge Your Currency with Blighted Maps video and realized that in that video, like, yes, I did talk about the currency and all that stuff, but I did not really go over how I do the maps without failure. Because Blight is actually something that's relatively new to me. Even though I have been playing the game off and on for about 8 years, Blight is one of the leagues that I did end up missing. And I haven't really touched it since I've been playing again, since that league. Um, so it's kind of a whole new process to me. I didn't know how profitable it could be, so I didn't want to give artificially inflated numbers with the items that I got or anything like that because I didn't know how well the oils and stuff would sell. They are selling even this late into the league um, and doing pretty well. I haven't made the 55 exalts that Excellence said that I would make on those items. But I have made, I believe I'm up to now about 30 exalts using these maps. Granted, that's with buying and selling some stuff too. So I've made more than that. but my money is still growing. My currency is still growing. But I did want to kind of go over the method that I've been using to do these maps without failure. I've bought another 120 or so maps now since that video, and I've gone through and I've done the vast majority of them uh, and haven't failed any of them. So, with that being the case, I did do a couple of edits here that we will switch over to now and watch them together. Uh, these edits, two of them are actually from that video that I used, and then there's a few others just kind of showing, uh, that it continues to be successful, a successful method, and kind of giving me some talking points how to deal with bad setups and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and start here. This first one, this was the uh, Blight Ravaged map uh, that I did. And in this one, obviously I've got a lot of extra quantity, some big extra pack size and all of that. And you'll see how easily this method handles this. And I did want to explain some of my thought process on where I place the towers. So here, I come out to the first branch. I go ahead and place down a chilling tower, and then I'll place stun towers on either side of it. Reason being is because the stun towers do take a little bit longer to engage when enemies come into their radius, and the chilling tower actually has a little bit of a wider radius. So putting it right in the middle here at this branch allows the chilling tower to catch enemies as they're coming into range, and the stun towers have time to engage and start activating. And having two of them kind of with overlapping radiuses as well just helps permanently stun lock things that come into this area. And then from there, I put an empowering tower to also help, you know, do more damage and stuff. You can actually use this method without even touching the empowering towers at all. If you build enough meteor towers and the summoning towers. So yeah, as you see here, I just continue to develop. It is very important, as you saw there. We'll go and back that up just a tiny bit. But right here, there's another branch forming off this way, and you'll see that I put another stun and freeze tower down in this area, just to make sure that things get slowed down as they come into my damaging towers. So yeah, this over off to the side here is actually kind of unnecessary because I did already have this area covered with a chilling tower. So I could have actually just done a summoning tower and flame tower there. But as you see, this map was still successful regardless. There are little things that I've picked up here and there that have made the whole process a lot smoother and a lot less scary. Because there are, early on when I was learning all of this, there were a few times where uh, I would get going on a map, get this set up, and then I would forget about another chain that was forming behind me, or a blight lane that was forming behind me, and I would not get the towers down to be able to cover that area very efficiently, and then enemies would be able to run right up to my pump and knock it out. So the most important thing is making sure that every branch actually intersects with a chilling tower at the minimum. That way everything can get slowed down. Now if you look down at the bottom here, there is freeze immune enemies here, which is why it's also important to try and cover with stun towers as well. And you'll see there's a stun immune here, so the chilling towers helps back up that area. So that being the case, though, once you get this method down, you can do this without any failures. And I do believe I have a demonstration as well where I had the modifier of monsters' action speed cannot be reduced below minimum value or base value. So the freezing towers are completely negated in that map. And I'm still able to do it without failure. So I will explain that one when we get to it. But here, it's just kind of reestablishing more chilling towers and stun towers. Here is kind of a mistake because I overdo it in this little area because the chilling tower and stun tower were already able to cover the branch that is forming. So I could have actually put another meteor tower or summoning tower there instead. Um, However, little mistakes like that aren't necessarily punishing. It's just little things you could do to be a little more efficient. Um, and this is one demonstration as well where I've learned that I'm kind of overdoing it on the towers. I don't necessarily need to do all of the extra towers that I am building until all of the blight lanes have formed. Now we have already kind of moved into another map, but yeah, you don't necessarily have to do all the towers that I'm doing, as long as you have each lane covered by a chilling and stun tower, as well as a meteor and summoning tower. And that covers all of your bases. Anything that comes through that's immune to one or the other is not going to be immune to everything. So you can do this method and be able to destroy everything before it gets to your pump. That being the case, we move on to the Blight Ravage Cells map. This is the one that I actually used in my video the other day. As you see, I run out and I establish my freezing and stun tower, and then I add a meteor tower behind them. It does not necessarily need to be empowered. The empowering towers just make things die a little faster. Um, so that being the case, you kind of see me going through the same process here. Now I did screw up on this one as well in the fact that a gate formed right there and I didn't have towers established, so now I'm having to fall back and try and reestablish some more, but I don't have enough damage in that area or the lane covered by a chilling tower after that gate. So at some point here, enemies do get beyond me, and I do lose some durability on my pump, but I was able to actually recover from there as I reestablished more and more towers. And we'll go ahead and kind of skip through this one a little more as I get into another demonstration in a little bit. But yeah, you guys saw this one in the video already, but here I am kind of getting my chilling and stun tower coming down on the new lane that's forming over here. And then you can also put your damaging towers ahead of your chilling and stun towers in order to start go ahead and getting damage on enemies before they even start getting slowed. So yeah, you can do that as well. I prefer to do that actually because there have been a few times where when I'm doing the map, enemies will get slowed and stunned way outside of my damage, and then all of a sudden I have to run up there and start helping either kill things or building more towers around those in order to kill the enemies that are stuck by the chilling and stun towers. Now here's another demonstration. This is just a regular Blight map. Uh, Here I pull forward, I look, see what's available, realize that's going to be a little further away from the pump than I want it to be for the chilling tower. So I bring the chilling tower back and I go ahead and put a meteor tower up ahead of that to start getting some damage in on enemies. And then as more towers form, this is when I've already kind of learned that I don't have to overkill it on the towers like I usually do. So I don't run up to try and get every little tower built that I can like I normally would. I'm just trying to keep everything centered around the pump, and I don't do all the extra chilling and stun towers that I used to do. Um, so yeah, here I'm trying to add in more damage, but I realized I'm getting another lane forming, so I needed to slow down and start building up some of the uh, I don't know what to call it, but the currency that you use to be able to build the towers. Right, so I needed to slow down and rack some of that up so that I could build a defense over on this other side for this new lane. And then, yeah, I run back up just to make sure things are dying. I keep an eye out for these dots, which is the enemies approaching. And continue making sure that I'm covering all my bases. Uh, each new lane that develops, I'm trying to make sure it is covered by at least a chilling and stun tower, and then I try and fill in the damaging towers everywhere that I can around those. That way, as enemies get slowed there, they die, basically ASAP. Um, Sorry, I've got a little bit of a injury on my finger that I keep playing with here. Um, but yeah, so from there, that's basically the whole process. I do want to take you guys into game in a minute here and show you the ring anointments that I'm using. Um, but here's another quick little demonstration. Same thing. I run out, I establish my damage, make sure the lane is covered with a chilling tower at the minimum, which I believe I do on this tower here, once I get the currency for it. We shall see. Oh, wait, actually, no. I take that back. This one is the one that has the monster's action speed cannot be modified below base value. So I actually did this map entirely with summoning towers, meteor towers, and I actually ended up using some of the shock towers as well, the arc towers, um, which you will see me build one here in just a moment, I believe. I run up and build one on this side here. Yep, there we go. So yeah, uh, this is how you actually deal with the ones monsters cannot be stunned or monsters action speed cannot be modified to below base value. You are literally focusing on trying to build as many meteor towers and summoning towers as you can. Uh, the meteor towers will still do large amounts of damage thanks to the burning ground effects as well. But you do also want to have them supplemented with plenty of summoning towers, just in case you run into the packs that are uh, immune to that specific type of damage. So yeah, from here, I think that pretty much covers all of how I've been running these maps. I did want to touch on it a little bit more because I felt like my last video was a little bit lacking in that area. I pretty much in that one was just like, I'm building this tower here, building this tower here, I'm running over here and building this tower, and I didn't really explain the reasoning why I was building those towers in those specific spots. But yeah, so I am on my Armageddon brand elementalist doing all of this. Um, and as you can see, not a whole lot has progressed in the way of gear. Uh, yeah, I haven't progressed a whole lot in the way of gear, um, but I have progressed quite a few levels. You do get a good amount of experience by doing these blighted maps as well. And over here, I'm going to go ahead and go into my anoints tab to show you guys the anoints that I use. So I do use the chilling towers have 25% increased range, which I believe is this. No, I take that back. Indigo and violet. Uh, no, I take that back. I am messing this video up so bad right now. So this is actually for the meteor towers, uh, which is my other ring anointment here. So your meteor towers create burning ground for 3 seconds on hit. That is the ring anointment for that, the indigo and violet. And then for the chilling towers, it is the verdant and I believe azure. Yeah, there we go. Your chilling towers have 25% increased range. Um, so that is the anointment that I use there. That allows my chilling towers to get to enemies before even the stun towers do, even if the chilling tower is built behind the stun towers. So that gives the stun towers plenty of time to be able to engage the enemies before they get past them. So yeah, that all being the case, again, I hope you guys enjoy the new logo. Um, and for those of you subscribed to me, I did want to say one last time a big thank you. You guys have provided for me a lot of motivation to keep going with all this, and hopefully someday we will continue to grow and Uh, have a lot of like-minded people that like to do things off the cuff and, not necessarily the meta type stuff. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you again in the next video.